Hello YouTube, it's Paul with Jack of All Ages again, and it's another food thing, but really it's more of a beverage thing. I'm going to probably have this in a beverage playlist at a later date. Like I've said before, Jack of All Ages is about learning new things, expanding our knowledge, growing, and with that said, I'm going to address one of my favorite things, which is coffee. Now, I've been drinking coffee since I was 8 years old. You may ask, why? Well, a lot of people out there know of the affliction that affects kids these days, called attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. In any case, I was diagnosed as a kid, and when they wanted to put me on Ritalin, which is a stimulant, my mom refused and asked for an alternative. The alternative was coffee. So I've been drinking coffee since I was 8. I love coffee. I can drink coffee and still go to sleep. It does not keep me awake. Now, over the years, I've done all kinds of stuff with coffee. I have made espresso. I've roasted my own coffee beans, which I will cover in a different video. I have brewed coffee on a campfire. I've brewed coffee, as most other people do, in a coffee pot on your stove. I've tried coffees from all over the world. So, recently, within the past, I'm not quite sure, I think it's within the past 10 years, there's been this cold filtered, or cold brewed coffee that's grown in popularity. And from what I've come to gather, it's because it is less, it's less damaging to your stomach. It's not as harsh on your system. It's not as bitter. Now, a lot of you out there might love bitter coffee, but for those who don't, cold brew could be the way to go. Cold brew is so simple to do. A lot of people see all these different cold brew things out there that they can buy and do themselves. It's as simple as a mason jar, 1 cup of ground coffee. Now, some people will say use a coarse ground coffee. Other people will say to use just coffee from your coffee pot. That's what I use. And so basically, get yourself a mason jar. I've got here a 8 cups. 8 cups. 2 pint. No. 4. 1, 2, 3. If it's up to here, 4 pint mason jar, which is, a gallon, half gallon. It'll easily do 12 cups of coffee, almost, maybe 10 cups, all the way to the top. But 8 cups here, really simple. Put your ground coffee in the bottom. You don't need to know how to do that. If you can't put ground coffee in the bottom of a jar, then I have really, really high hopes that you seek help. But, with that said, let's go on to the next part. You're going to need water. Cold water. The one thing about cold brew coffee that some people can't handle is cold brew coffee. It takes a whole lot more time than doing it in the coffee pot. Now, at this point, I'm going to stir the grounds that I have in here. Stir it up a little bit. You may be asking the question, how long? Well, I've heard different opinions on that, but most people say, and I agree, that you should have it in the refrigerator, cold brew refrigerator, for 24 hours. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Now it's 10:22 a.m. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at this. Now what I expect to happen from this is that this cold water coffee grounds will sit here and steep for that 24 hours. You're essentially making coffee tea. And what I get out of this when I strain it, when I filter it through a coffee filter, is going to be more like a cold brew coffee concentrate, in which you will add cold water and ice, and if you like milk to it to make yourself an iced coffee. Or hot water to make hot coffee. So, here it goes in my fridge. And with that said, I will see you tomorrow. So we're back. It's the next day. And it's time to pull my coffee out of the fridge. So, here we have our coffee. As you can see, it's got a layer of grounds at the top and all of this dark coffee extract here at the bottom. So now the next step is to filter out these coffee grounds, so that all you have to do is mix your coffee extract with cold water, ice, milk, or hot water. Your choice on how you like to do it. So let's get about that. I'm going to put this back in here. Okay. And I think we have it good here. So I have a jar here. And I have a new jar here. Now, I've thought of something I'm going to try. It may not work, but it's worth trying anyways. The first thing I tend to do in a situation like this is I will remove as many of the coffee grounds out of the top as I can before I filter it. So that's what I'm going to do first. Let's see. coffee grounds. Carefully break the crust. Alright, so there we go. I got quite a bit out of there. So now I'm going to try my next little idea. Placing the coffee filter on like this. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. Let's see how this works. It may not. It may. Okay, so there's the second problem I'm going to be dealing with. Can anybody tell me what it is? I'm going to let you guess as to why this is refusing to filter down to the bottom. And leave it in the comment section below. And I'm going to try to see if I can't get it to work. This is not going to work. Unfortunately for me, this idea was a bust. Now, if any of you guessed that the reason why it wouldn't work is because the coffee filter created enough of a barrier to prevent oxygen from filtering back through into here and relieving the negative pressure, then you're correct. There was no oxygen coming in, so the liquid wasn't coming out. So, of course, all I did in that was waste one coffee filter, which is not a big deal. So now, I will just pour my coffee into... Ooh! Come on! Usually I don't use this filter. I'm using this filter. Why am I using this filter? Usually I use this filter. I think that may have to be the way that I go. You see that with this filter here, it doesn't push all the way through into the other jar. Now this is going to take a while. So I'm going to double filter this because I poured grounds into my coffee, trying to squeeze out the last bit in the filter. Okay folks, this is my video on cold brewed coffee. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button in the bar below. If you want to see 2 more videos, there will be on the right hand side of the screen here, and you can subscribe to me on the button on the upper left. Thank you very much and enjoy.